but it's capitalism with checks and balances. Notice this is the one thing these cruel, illegitimate overlords will not let us have is sound currency. Okay, and back to how you have it. You have checks and balances. What kind of checks and balances? A perfect one would be over wages. To mandate wages be based on the cost of living. And in economic terms, they call it a market basket of goods. And that's those commodities that none of us can get away from. They're things like food, clean water, housing, and the air you breathe. Very basic things. Fuel, energy costs, more and more are becoming part of that market basket of goods because of their relationship to the cost of food and the cost of building a house, okay, and maintaining the temperature that you can survive at. That's not too damn hot, not too damn cold, okay. So those things are included in the market basket of goods. It's a calculation, okay, and it doesn't take a genius. It just takes somebody that's sharp at mathematics that can sit down and do the math. And what first we need to do is reset minimum wage based on reality. That would be the first step to attaining sound currency. So it may be traumatic for the business sector, okay, to understand that really you've got to base the living wage, okay, on the cost of purchasing a home, since home ownership is the best measurement of prosperity. Okay, so let's start there. Back in the 1960s, take 1963, minimum wage was $1.25 an hour. And with that $1.25 an hour, you could purchase a median priced home. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Based on a 40-hour work week, you could purchase a home. Today, let's say it costs $20 to $25 an hour. In some areas, like the Bay Area, say San Francisco, it's more like about $35 to $45 an hour. And that sounds like hyperbole, exaggeration, but it isn't. Okay, the average home there is very close to about $1 million right now. The median priced home. So you do the math. If you're going to base that on a 30-year mortgage, okay, and you're going to base that on about a quarter to a 30-year income as most you should be spending on your mortgage. That's been a long-standing rule of thumb for decades and decades. So you can do the math yourself and figure out what the wages need to be. Minimum wage, based in the locality where it costs to purchase a median-priced home. So let's start there. We need a reset of the minimum allowable wage to allow not some to be homeowners, because that's discriminatory, but to allow all workers to be homeowners based on this 40-hour work week. And if there's not enough jobs to support 40-hour work weeks, we need to talk about the work week, resetting the work week. And if it's 30 hours a week, so be it. It doesn't matter. Let's rejoice, okay, that we're overproductive, that we don't need to work, instead of lamenting this idea that we've got furloughs and there's less need to work. We're brainwashed by the system, the mainstream media, always telling us how great how great it is that housing costs are going up, as if somehow this is good for the common man. Do they ever talk about the direct correlation between housing prices going up and your rent going up? Well, there is a direct correlation. It's called investors penciling it in. They know how to do the math. They know how to get the renters to pay their mortgage. Okay, it's all criminal. The whole system is criminal. It's very elitist. We're divided between homeowners and non-homeowners. Okay, the top elitists want to build a permanent underclass, permanently divide us, not as Democrats and Republicans, conservatives and liberals, blacks, whites, Hispanics, anything else. It's about class. That's how they're dividing. It's called classism. It's called elitism. Okay, favoritism. Establishmentarianism. That's what we've got here. Okay, the people that go along with this system and those that despise and hate its guts, like myself, like Adam Kokesh, like guys like Alex Jones, like Max Kaiser, and Gerald Celente, and endless others out there. Chuck Baldwin has been speaking on the Alex Jones show in the last day or so. People like this, these people are truth tellers. okay, and people from the past, guys like Martin Luther King Jr., JFK, who really tried to give the American people something good, sound currency, Eisenhower, John Lennon, okay, Jesus Christ. It goes on and on and on that we've had truth tellers. Rosa Parks, her simple act of civil disobedience, saying, screw you, I'm not sitting on the back of the bus because of my color of skin. I'm going to teach you, I got to parent you idiots. I'm going to sit in the front. That's what I would like in Adam Kokesh too. Rosa Parks saying, I'm a non-violent guy. For all we know, he's a pacifist. People, I don't know why people are ashamed to say they're pacifists. I'm a pacifist. I'm non-violent. But I'll be your fiercest warrior if the right person tells me it's time, Chris, and I'm going to hear it from that gentle voice above and say, this is it. This is it. You've got to defend the weak, the vulnerable, the women and children. You've got to defend the rights that your forefathers stood up for. The Second Amendment, the First Amendment. You've got to fight for what's right. Because these government workers are that. They are my servants. They are your servants. You are the government. And it's your job to parent these people in any way that you have to. And if it means an armed march on Washington, D.C. with loaded firearms, so be it. Power to the people. That's what John Lennon would say. Because he knows you're not going to fire. He knows that you're not going to be the one. You're not provocateur. You're not provoking anything. You're just saying, damn it, we are the government. We are the people. And if anybody's got a right to bear arms, it's you and me. It's all of us. You have a right to defense. It's not because I say so or even our forefathers said so. It's a God-given right. It's an axiomatic. It's a no-brainer that you have a right to defend yourself. That incident recently in England, where that maniac guy with the meat cleaver and a butcher knife in the other hand, blood all over his hands, barbarically killed that guy, tried to cut his head off. Oh my God! I mean, this is reprehensible beyond words. I mean, if I was packing heat, anybody. I wish that guy was packing heat. But they've got strict gun control laws in Great Britain. So he was trying to be a decent citizen and not pack heat. Screw the government. You're the government. You got a right to protect and defend yourself. You don't have to get a permit. Why? Why bother? Who's going to determine? A psychiatrist? Say you're fit to carry a gun? A preacher? A government agent? Who? You decide. It's between you and God. Is a firearm safe in your hands? Are you going to willy-nilly go out and shoot somebody? No. No, the people that fight for the Second Amendment rights are the last people to arbitrarily use a firearm. So I support what Adam, and I think Alex Jones does too. He's just apprehensive. He's just saying, whoa, you know, this is kind of a big deal because it flies in the face of the system. That this really challenges them. And it makes them really think about their behavior and where they're going. They want to bring in the United Nations. They want peacekeepers. You're the peacekeeper. I'm the peacekeeper. What, tell me you're not going to defend, if you were packing heat and you saw some guy getting hacked up, you're not going to do something to defend his rights, not to get hacked up, okay, to have due process? That's why we've got courts and laws and judges and attorneys and all this crap, isn't it? Why else do we have these protections? That's why I'm opposed to capital punishment. For one thing, you might get the wrong guy. For another thing, it's premeditated murder. It's the epitome. To the nth degree, it's premeditated murder. A society has a mob mentality saying, yeah, we've decided this is this is the intelligent thing to do, is to kill somebody intentionally. No, it's not right. It's never right. No, let them go and think about how are they going to repent. Okay, they don't need to answer to you and me for what their killing spree, their premeditated murder, first-degree murder. They got to answer the one that owns that person they killed. That's who they got to worry about that. Worry about bringing your brother and sister back to sanity and saying God can forgive you for murder. Because to God it is written, all are alive. You can't really kill somebody. You can't. God owns a soul. That's all he needs. He can build another body and boom, lickety split. Okay, look how easy you were created at the hand of God. My parents didn't know a damn thing about creating a human. I created children. I created 3 children. I didn't know a damn thing about creating a child. What do you know? It's a miracle. It's like magic. It's through the hand of God that made us in His image and likeness, gave us that power to procreate, to make us to make others. And this is a commandment: go forth, be fruitful, and multiply. And He made it very easy. He made it very pleasurable. The whole male-female thing is a very beautiful thing. It's awesome. God is male and female. First chapter of the Bible tells us. Anyhow, I'm digressing again, but the point I'm trying to make is you not only have an obligation to try to enjoy your life as best you can, to get to the bottom of things, to say what is bugging me. And this is what's bugging me, the fact that we have crappy currency. Okay, it's very unsound currency being debased daily. That my money is worth less every day because it's unsound than what it should be, which is worth more every day. If you had sound currency, that would be a check that would ensure that your money is worth not only the same tomorrow, but it would be worth more and more every day. Your prosperity, your ship would rise. That's what would happen. Not only that, it would be coupled with the fact that your work week would be continually diminishing. People would be able to retire at younger ages. That basically you could have a 100% voluntary-based reality. That people will and do serve each other purely out of love, with no ulterior motive. What is when people volunteer? What is it at a soup kitchen? My local soup kitchen is called the Jesus Center here in Chico, California. And you see people falling over themselves to serve the poor. They love it. They love these people. I do. I love these people. I see Jesus in them. He said to see me in these people. He said, these are the people I want you to honor when I'm gone. Don't worry about the perfume that was broken over my feet that cost so much. Now I want the poor to take my place, he told Judas about preparing him, the woman that broke the jar of perfume over his feet to prepare him for burial. Okay, that this money that Judas said could have been given to the poor, Jesus said, now I want those people to take my place. Whatsoever you do or fail to do for the least of these, you do or fail to do for me, he said. It's very clear, okay, that he wants these poor, the downtrodden, these ones, these vagrants, the homeless, these people, these misfits that they don't fit in. And whether they're as articulate as you or me or not about stating how they feel, they do, just by virtue of the fact that they're not fitting in. They may well know that they could get a job, they could work the 9 to 5, and they could get ahead, but they don't like the system. It's as simple as that, man. They're turned off, and that's how I feel. I know I'm plenty smart enough to get ahead in this system, but it makes me want to vomit. It blows chunks, man, and I hate it. And I am not ashamed to say it, because I am not hating a living being. I'm not a threat to anybody. And if I'm a threat to the establishment, thank God. Jesus Christ was a threat to the establishment. Why do you think they hated him so much? They seethed with hatred over Jesus. So they seethe with hatred. If you're a truth teller, if you're going to be numbered among the righteous, you're going to be hated too. Okay? So that's the way it stands, folks. And, what we can do about it is stand up against it. But you got to know what you want, what your demands are. And the demand should be, again, sound currency. It's got to have checks and balances. It's the only way you're going to have it. And you'll know when you have it, because the disparity between haves and have-nots, instead of continually growing, will be continually falling. It's as simple as that.